ਮੇਅਰ ਚੋਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਹਰ ਸਲੇਟ ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਜਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਸਦਕਾ ਅੱਜ ਡਗ ਮੈਕਲਮ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਲੇਟ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਚੋਣ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਰੀ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਖਾਸ ਧਿਆਨ ਕੇਂਦਰਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ, ਖੇਡ ਜਗਤ, ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ, ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਿਰਾਏ ਤੇ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਨੂੰ ਸਟੇਬਲ ਕਰਨ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਪਰਮਿਟਾਂ ਦੀ ਰਫ਼ਤਾਰ ਵਧਾਏ ਜਾਣ ਤੇ ਕਾਰੋਬਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਧਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਰੱਖੇ। ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਡਗ ਮੈਕਲਮ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਚੁਣੇ ਜਾਣ ਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਚੋਣ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਜਾਰੀ ਕੀਤਾ। ਇਸ ਮੌਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸੇਫ ਸਰੀ ਕੋਲੀਸ਼ਨ ਟੀਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਉਪਲਬਧੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਕੁਝ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗਿਣਵਾਈਆਂ।
Couple of the main ones that we said from day one we were going to change from light rail to SkyTrain, and we did it. It's done. We also said that we were going to change our police force from the RCMP to our own Surrey Police, and it's done in record times. And by the end of next year, that police service will be up fully transitioned and be operating on its own. And you should also know on our Surrey Police Service, right now, even in the transition, it's the second largest police force in BC, behind Vancouver, and I guess behind the RCMP. So it is moving very, very quickly, and it cannot be reversed. But not only that, we said to the residents 4 years ago, we would do 21 major infrastructure projects to support them in the growth that we see in our city. We've accomplished every single one of those 21 projects, and some very large ones. We'll be breaking ground next week on our Newton Community Centre. It's a $150 million community centre with Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have fixed up a lot of the roads in Surrey. 84th, for example, we have finished building it. We still have to pave it, and it will be paved in the next month or so. We work in our community for walking paths and so forth for our residents. Some cases, very simply putting picnic tables in. We're building a new track in Bear Creek Park. We're doing a new senior center in our city center and upgrading the Bailey, the Chuck Bailey facility. All 21 projects we have completed or are in the process of building them and having them completed very shortly. And as I stand here today with one of the best teams that I have ever seen be in front of you for the city of Surrey, it makes me very, very proud for the people that have stepped forward on this team to put themselves out to help the residents of Surrey. And our commitment to the residents of city of Surrey today is we are going to move the city a lot faster forward in the next 4 years. People love living in Surrey. Again, we have record numbers coming. They're vibrant, they're exciting, they're multicultural, and we're all living, working, and playing together. And it's exciting to walk out in Surrey these days. We have businesses. We have 40 businesses that can't find land to build their plants on. And we get requests every week for new businesses to move into Surrey. And so in the next 4 years, we are going to do a number of things so that our city moves ahead very quickly. One of them is we're going to build SkyTrain from our city center to Newton. We have put that already in TransLink's plans to do immediately in the short term. And we're going to start that. It's needed, and we're going to work on it from day one. We also are going to do a lot of infrastructure projects in Surrey.
ਐਨਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਇਨਫਰਾਸਟ੍ਰਕਚਰ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਹੋਰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਵਾਅਦਾ ਸਰੀ ਵਾਸੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਖੇਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਖੇਤਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਵਿਕਲਪ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਦਾ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ।
With our growth and with our city, we need to build some infrastructure projects. We're going to look especially at our roads in Surrey. We're going to 4-lane 132nd. We're going to 4-lane 128th. 152nd, we're going to 4-lane. and a number of other projects, roads we're going to work on, especially one which has been talked about for years in Surrey and has never been done, and that is to punch 72 through to the east side of Surrey, so we have a better major connector going east and west. And at the same time, we're going to work on improving our roads throughout Surrey. Also in infrastructure, as I mentioned the other day, we are going to build a very large stadium that will hold 60,000 people. It'll be a multi-purpose stadium where a number of sports can take part, but also just not sports. We've had requests from our cultural community to have a big venue where they can put on some big cultural events. And we know that some of those events are very, very large. For example, Fizaki had, the last time they ran a few years ago, had 500,000 people at it. We just finished Fusion Festival where they had 100,000 over a couple of days at it. And so with the number of people that are now living in Surrey, we need a big facility. We don't have even a small facility for that matter as far as a stadium.
ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਤੇ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਪਰਮਿਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੇਰੀ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਮੈਕੱਲਮ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਖਾਸ ਤਵੱਜੋ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਵੇਗੀ ਤੇ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਪਰਮਿਟਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਸ ਕਰਨ 'ਚ ਤੇਜ਼ੀ ਲਿਆਂਦੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ। ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਰੈਂਟ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾਅਵਾ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ।
We also are going to look at another area that's very, very important to that, and that's housing. All forms of housing, but especially we're going to look at the middle class housing, which we need desperately. This past year, we had record numbers of building permits. But our goal is to take that record number and double it in the next year. And so we are going to really speed up our building for all of the residents in our city. Because if we can build a lot more, then we can supply a lot more housing. But for the low rental or for the middle class, if we provide more rental, then we can keep the price under control so it doesn't escalate out where people cannot afford the housing. So we're going to start that from day one, increase it. We're going to be increasing our staff to have the ability to do it. Housing is absolutely critical component of our platform. And we will be announcing other things over the next few weeks as we move forward in the campaign. But we want to have people look at Surrey as the #1 city in Canada to live in, to work in, and to play. Our goal is to be #1. And we're going to work towards it. And I'll tell you right now, here in 4 years, we will be #1 city in all of Canada that people want to be in, that want to work in, that want to enjoy each other, and also have some fun. So it's going to be an exciting campaign, and we hope that the people of Surrey will support us, and at the end of the campaign that we will be all elected, the Safe Surrey Coalition, to run this great city that we all believe in, that we work so hard to bring our families up, that we want to be part of City Council.
ਸਰੀ ਦੀ ਪੋਪੂਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਧ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਕਾਰੋਬਾਰ ਠੱਪ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਟੂਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਡੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਤੇ ਮਕੱਲਮ ਨੇ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੀ ਸਹਾਇਤਾ ਲੈਣ ਦਾ ਦਾਅਵਾ ਕੀਤਾ।
And so I think we do have the ability, especially when BC wants to really promote their tourism. I understand that, and I understand why, because tourism provides so much money to small businesses and jobs, those two things. And a sports stadium will do the same thing. It will have people come from all over the world to different events. It will help the hotel industry, the tourism business, and also it helps all our small businesses that need help and so forth. Sports tourism is one of the fastest growing areas that cities and countries are looking at. in order to provide both jobs and to help a lot of their businesses, especially a lot of small businesses. So I think the governments recognize that, and I think they will be very open to some type of presentation for some funding.
ਡਗ ਮਕੱਲਮ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਬੇਸ਼ੱਕ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਚੋਣ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਦਾ ਏਜੰਡਾ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ, ਪਰ ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਇਸ ਤੇ ਖੂਬ ਚੁਟਕੀ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਟਵਿੱਟਰ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਖੂਬ ਸ਼ਬਦੀ ਜੰਗ ਵੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਲੋਕ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਮੇਅਰ ਮਕੱਲਮ ਦੇ ਚੋਣ ਦਾਅਵਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਡੈਸਕ ਤੋਂ ਚੈਨਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੀ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ।
ਸਾਡਾ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇਖਣ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਨ ਲਈ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਚੈਨਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੇ ਨੋਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਟਨ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ।